As we continue our exploration of the Easter Island Moai, it is impossible to ignore the myriad of myths, mysteries, and modern interpretations that have grown around these enigmatic statues. From the moment European explorers first laid eyes on the Moai, they have been shrouded in a sense of awe and wonder. How were these massive statues carved and transported across the island without the use of modern machinery? What was their true purpose, and what caused the collapse of the society that created them? In this second part, we will delve deeper into the various theories and debates surrounding the Moai, as well as the role they continue to play in contemporary discussions about sustainability, cultural identity, and the preservation of ancient heritage. One of the most enduring mysteries of the Moai is how the Rapa Nui people, with their limited resources and technology, were able to transport the statues from the quarry at Reino Raraku to various locations around the island. This mystery has given rise to numerous theories, each attempting to explain the seemingly impossible task. Early European accounts suggested that the statues were walked to their final resting places, with ropes and teams of workers rocking the statues back and forth to mimic a walking motion. This theory gained traction in the late 20th century when archaeologist Joan van Tilburg and her team successfully demonstrated that a Moai could be moved upright using a combination of ropes and coordinated human effort. Another theory posits that the Moai were transported on wooden sledges, which were pulled by teams of workers across logs that had been laid out as tracks. This method would have required a significant amount of timber, which aligns with the theory that deforestation played a key role in the collapse of Rapa Nui society. The question of transportation is not merely a logistical one. It speaks to the ingenuity and determination of the Rapa Nui people, who, despite their isolation and limited resources, were able to achieve one of the most remarkable feats of engineering in human history. Beyond the question of how the Moai were moved lies the deeper question of why they were created in the first place. The prevailing theory is that the Moai were built to honor important ancestors and to project spiritual power, or mana, to protect the living community. The statues, with their elongated heads and imposing presence, were believed to serve as intermediaries between the human and spiritual worlds, ensuring the prosperity and well-being of the Rapa Nui people. However, some scholars have suggested that the Moai may have also served a more practical purpose, such as marking territorial boundaries or signaling the status and power of different clans. The collapse of the Rapa Nui society has been the subject of much debate, with various theories attempting to explain the island's dramatic decline. As mentioned earlier, one of the most widely accepted theories is that deforestation, driven by the need for timber to transport the Moai, led to environmental degradation and a subsequent collapse of the island's ecosystem. Without trees to stabilize the soil, prevent erosion, and provide materials for building and transportation, the Rapa Nui people were unable to sustain their agricultural practices, leading to food shortages and social unrest. However, other theories suggest that the collapse may have been the result of external factors, such as European contact and the introduction of diseases, slavery, and colonial exploitation. When Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen first arrived on Easter Island in 1722, he reported a population that was significantly smaller and less prosperous than expected. Some historians argue that the arrival of Europeans marked the beginning of the island's decline, as diseases brought by the explorers decimated the local population and subsequent raids by slave traders further weakened the society. The story of the Moai and the Rapa Nui people is not just one of collapse and tragedy. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in the preservation and revitalization of the island's cultural heritage. Efforts to restore toppled Moai and protect the island's archaeological sites have been spearheaded by both local and international organizations, ensuring that the legacy of the Rapa Nui people endures into the modern era. This revitalization has included not only the physical restoration of the Moai, but also the recovery of cultural traditions, language, and oral histories that had been threatened by colonization and external influences. The Rapa Nui people, descendants of the original Polynesian settlers, have been central to these efforts. They are reclaiming their cultural identity, and working to ensure that the Moai are recognized not just as ancient relics, but as living symbols of their ancestral lineage. The revival of traditional ceremonies at the Ahu ceremonial platforms and the continued transmission of oral histories have helped maintain the spiritual connection to the Moai, ensuring that they remain integral to the island's culture. As Easter Island's global visibility increased, so too did its value as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing attention to the importance of conserving its cultural and environmental treasures. This has sparked a global conversation on the delicate balance between tourism and preservation. The influx of tourists who visit the island each year brings much-needed revenue to the local economy, but it also puts pressure on the fragile ecosystem and the preservation efforts of the Moai. Ensuring that tourism is sustainable has become a key priority for both the Rapa Nui people and the Chilean government, who work together to manage the island's resources while protecting its unique cultural heritage. The modern understanding of the Moai has also been shaped by scientific studies, which have employed a range of techniques, from carbon dating to 3D modeling, to unravel some of the mysteries that have long surrounded the statues. These studies have helped archaeologists to better understand the timeline of the Moai's construction, revealing that the height of Moai production occurred between 1400 and 1600 CE, well before the arrival of Europeans. By examining the quarries and tools used to carve the Moai, scientists have gained insights into the complex social organization and labor force required to produce and transport the statues. These findings have reinforced the view that the Rapa Nui people were not only skilled artisans but also astute engineers and planners, capable of coordinating large-scale projects over extended periods of time. In addition to these scientific studies, new theories about the Moai's purpose continue to emerge. Some researchers have suggested that the Moai were part of an elaborate water management system, with the statues playing a role in ritualistic practices designed to ensure rainfall and agricultural productivity. This theory is supported by the fact that many of the Moai are located near sources of fresh water, and recent studies have highlighted the importance of water in Rapa Nui's religious and social life. Whether the Moai were intended to influence the natural world or simply to honor the ancestors, their significance clearly extended beyond their physical presence, permeating many aspects of Rapa Nui society. The Moai have also become symbols of cultural resistance and resilience. Throughout the 19th century, Easter Island was subjected to external threats, including raids by slave traders and the annexation of the island by Chile. The introduction of sheep farming and the establishment of a large ranching operation by a foreign company further displaced the indigenous population, confining them to a small area of the island. Despite these challenges, the Rapa Nui people held on to their traditions, and the Moai remained a powerful symbol of their connection to the land and their ancestors. In the late 20th century, efforts to regain control over the island's resources and cultural heritage culminated in the creation of the Rapa Nui National Park, which now serves as a protected area for the Moai and other archaeological sites. The resurgence of interest in the Moai has also extended to the global stage, where they have become icons of Polynesian heritage and symbols of humanity's ability to achieve greatness, even in the face of adversity. The fascination with the Moai has inspired artists, writers, and filmmakers around the world, contributing to the global perception of Easter Island as a place of mystery and wonder. The statues have been featured in everything from novels and documentaries to Hollywood films and video games, cementing their status as cultural touchstones in the global imagination. However, the portrayal of the Moai in popular culture often simplifies or distorts their true significance. In some depictions, the statues are reduced to mere curiosities, devoid of their cultural and historical context. This has led to a growing awareness among scholars and the Rapa Nui people about the need to educate the public about the true meaning of the Moai and their role in Rapa Nui society. Through educational programs, museum exhibitions, and cultural exchanges, efforts are being made to ensure that the Moai are understood not just as ancient artifacts, but as symbols of a vibrant and enduring culture. One of the most recent developments in the preservation of the Moai has been the use of digital technology to create detailed replicas and 3D models of the statues. These digital replicas allow researchers to study the Moai in greater detail and share their findings with a global audience. They also provide a way to preserve the statues in case of damage or deterioration caused by natural forces, such as erosion, earthquakes, or rising sea levels. In some cases, 3D printing has even been used to create life-sized replicas of Moai, which are displayed in museums around the world, allowing people to experience the statues up close without traveling to Easter Island. The story of the Moai is also intertwined with broader discussions about sustainability and the impact of human activity on the environment. The environmental collapse that contributed to the decline of Rapa Nui society serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of overexploitation of natural resources. As the world grapples with issues such as deforestation, climate change, and resource depletion, the fate of Easter Island offers valuable lessons about the need for balance and sustainability. The efforts to preserve the Moai and restore the island's ecosystem reflect a growing recognition that cultural heritage and environmental stewardship are deeply interconnected. The Moai of Easter Island stand as a testament to the ingenuity, creativity, and resilience of the Rapa Nui people. These monumental statues, carved from the volcanic rock of the island and transported across its rugged terrain, are more than just impressive works of art. They are embodiments of a complex and sophisticated culture that thrived in isolation for centuries. The Moai serve as a bridge between the past and the present, connecting the Rapa Nui people to their ancestors while also inspiring awe and admiration in people from around the world. In conclusion, the Easter Island Moai continue to captivate the imagination and curiosity of people worldwide. They are not only symbols of a lost civilization, but also living embodiments of cultural resilience, environmental caution, and human ingenuity. From their spiritual significance in the Rapa Nui belief system to their global status as icons of mystery and achievement, the Moai remain one of the most compelling and enigmatic legacies of human history. As we continue to study, preserve, and learn from these remarkable statues, they will undoubtedly continue to inspire future generations with their enduring mystery and monumental presence.